rice tariffication. The last time government intervened to essentially bring in, liberalize the market, to bring down the cost of consumer goods, seemed to work. But now, the same warnings of people before that, what impact will that have on the farmers? What are we, is it too early to do a post-mortem on rice
it's a
tariffication?
good law, except that you need good people to make them work. There are prevalence of monopolies. Even in my own town, there's only one buyer. So these regional monopolies have the ability to really disrupt the positive impact. So ang ginagawa nila, pagdating sa farmers, pag hindi mo sa akin bibenta yan, mag-i-import na lang ako, kaya kunin mo na tong 11.
In the meantime,
and then in the meantime, they are trying to control because there are few of them actually. They bumaba po ng 5% yung rice sa ating pong retail markets, pero bumagsak po ng 18% yung ating pong palay.
Yan ang,
So that can only be explained by, of course, the dysfunctional behavior ng mga what we call feudal monopolies that they're still there. Hindi natin mabasa, but I think the Philippine Competition Commission is conducting an FIA on them.
Yeah.
And I couldn't reveal all the details with respect. And of course, I've also asked all the regulatory agencies to put up, even the DOJ should file, should already start case building with respect to, because that's the only way. You have to use the law to make the law work.
well, everything that's happening aren't really unexpected. No, there were a lot of warnings that these things actually might happen. And now the NFA is that will start buying from
local producers.
Yeah, from local.
Yeah, because
but
NFA used to be able to import.
Yes,
so
but
now only
that's still
from
a lot
local.
of
But
money.
we will buy
Yeah.
at a price higher than usual.
Yeah, it's
So
still a lot
is
of
that
money.
good for us?
Anong impact nun
It's a
sa ating,
subsidy,
sa
although
projections?
indirect.
We will capitalize them by 43 billion and
Yes.
lose 16 billion.
So
And
that was
I'm,
not projected in the law.
I'm telling the DOF,
No?
I might vago tricks in raising taxes. I think we will not be for that.
So anong
No,
impact
but,
nun?
but
Anong
what we're
impact
really
nun sa
looking
inyo?
at here is, if you look at the social benefit for the country, we were paying more than or at around double the price for rice compared to other rice-producing countries such as Thailand and Vietnam. The social welfare impact of that at the national level is huge. No? So while we're in the first 6 months of implementation of the Rice Tariffication Law, we need to put in, of course, as many measures as possible to support our farmers. Habang yung ating retail prices, they're coming down already. No? From the peak of, I want to say, September, October of 2018, higher than 45. We're down already by 37 pesos on average. High, even more in some areas. That's right. So from a national welfare perspective, it's doing its work, but it needs more time to get our prices down to a stable 32 to 35 pesos per kilo. That being said, how do we support our farmers? Because we're already helping more than 100 million Filipinos. No? So we have 2.1 million rice farmers, no, who we also need to help.
2.7 daw sila.
Okay lang.
2.1 to 2.7, no?
Okay.
And then especially the smallholder farmers, no? Around 1.7 million planting 2 hectares or less, around 700,000 planting 1 hectare or less. No? These are the groups that are really affected kasi sila yung talagang price and market sensitive. So the DA sprung into action quickly, no, with Secretary Dar, no, and the Sure Aid program that was that is providing zero interest loans over 8 years.
But it's
for
still a
repayment.
loan daw. Sabi ng mga farmers na in-interview
It is a
namin dito.
loan,
It's
but
still a
it's
loan and
0%
they're already saddled with
interest.
loans.
It's 0% interest and it's payable over 8 years. If you compute, that's actually almost free money.
Why are
If
you
really look
smiling,
at it.
Congressman?
And it's been expanded from 1.5 billion to 2.5 billion pesos
I don't want to
now.
be...
No, but there's more. The DA is
Sige,
also
sige, siya
working
muna.
with provinces now, so that the local governments can actually buy from the farmers'
Yeah.
associations and farmer cooperatives.
Pero 30 local governments pa lang daw yung
31.
on board.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
ang nag-sign up
31
doon.
talaga.
But,
Bilang 31
we're
from
monitoring it very
30
closely.
to 31.
Yes,
Okay.
but Secretary Dar, of course, is going to continue working with the
Pero
others.
okay
And by
na
the
yun.
way, there are, based on NEDA's estimates and the national roadmap for rice, 57 provinces that can be globally competitive in rice production. So we really need to get to that point where production cost is lower. And that's what the Rice Fund is for. No, it will take a little bit of time to get everything in place. But again, we're already seeing the effects of lower prices for more than 100 million Filipinos. And we got to make sure that we roll out the Rice Fund components well so that our farmers can reduce their production cost by around 5 pesos per kilo, which will make us competitive with Thailand already. Once we get
Okay,
there.
you're smiling,
No, I'm
Congressman.
not smiling.
Sige, react ka na lang doon sa sinabi niya.
You're smirking.
As
I don't know,
former,
reaction lang sa sinabi.
as 9-year governors, I know what works.
Yeah.
And making farmers bad creditors is not one of them. So I generally, if you want to give them assistance, make it a direct subsidy. You know exactly what you're getting.
So you're saying not loans, but
loans.
direct
Yeah,
subsidies.
because you're making
that's
them
what they're
bad
saying.
creditors.
Oh,
Yes.
because let's be clear also, we're talking about loans to the farmers. This is not the supposedly
I'm not supposed to
safety net.
debate here,
This is
so
not the
can we
safety
move
net
to
10
another
billion,
topic?
It was
or
supposed to
so
be
na,
the
ano,
fund,
diba?
Yeah,
no?
but let me put it this
what
way.
happened to the fund?
The rice-
And more importantly,
Imbestigahan.
why not? What happened to the fund and why wasn't it implemented before?
You mean the rice fund?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was-
Well,
There
actually,
was a 5
there was a
billion.
5 billion advance release
Last
from
December,
CBN.
right?
Investigated.
It's already being implemented
Hindi
now.
na.
Meron ng
Di ba inimbestigahan
mechanization
nila?
na dinidistribute. Meron ng seeds na ready for distribution for the next planting season. No? So
But
some
not
things
direct
were
to the
advanced.
farmers.
No, that's for the farmers.
Just for the farmers.
That's for the
Sabi wala
farmers.
pa daw sa kanila, sabi ng farmers na in-interview namin,
Yes.
not a
They-
single centavo has
yes.
reached us.
There
Then
has
we
been
should-
Tapos
no
sabi ni
report of
Secretary Dar, it went to the seeds daw to training
And mechanization.
and some mechanization.
Yes.
So it's not reaching the farmers yet.
Well, those
so
are
there's
for-
another 5 billion coming out, which will be the direct funding.
Well, on one hand, the stories that our farmers tell are very important. No, they tell us what's happening on the ground. On the other hand, maybe we should also look at the national picture because the programs are being rolled out in some areas. Those farmers, of course, would have different stories to tell.